represents archangels who are ready to help you.
Yeah, get that diss on Sam Hyde did a diss track. What do you guys think of Anthony Fantano? We watch all his reviews. We watch like almost every one of his videos, almost, right? Except for his live streams, maybe a couple that we don't watch, but we watch him at least once a week. We're watching Anthony Fantano, and we have for a very long time. I appreciate what he does, and I like to, if I listen to a new album or something and I thought it was really garbage, Jules will usually go, "Oh no, it's probably good," and then Fantano always agrees with me, which is nice. But then Fantano is, sometimes super off, and we noticed that he started doing interviews with celebrities. Like he started interviewing Logic, and he interviewed Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park, and he interviews like a lot of musicians that he shit on, which I always thought was strange. And we noticed that his interviews are totally different than his reviews. During his interviews, he acts like a fucking weirdo. And we've been taking notes. We've been, for the last 8 months, we saw a bunch of times where we thought Fantano's acting really strange. It's actually pretty funny to watch. Let's put this in the show notes. And we never got to it because it kind of never amounted to anything. And then something happened the other day. And it was such a great payoff because we went back and we're going through all our notes on, we take notes on everybody. And it usually does have a payoff eventually that it comes back, oh, he did do the stuff that we were thinking he did in those notes. So I want to show you this clip from Fantano that caught our eye. This is the first time we were like, ooh, there's like something up with this Fantano. What's his secret? Right? What's going on with him? Now, I want to say this at the beginning. We didn't find out what's going on with him. But we are definitely onto something. And this is what's called the introduction of a suspicion of a new fool. We're suspicious, and we can prove it. So let's show some suspicions here, and we're going to show you this first tape that we thought. Fantano, he's being weird, and this is Joey Badass.
Every time we watch a Fantano interview, we're like, this guy is acting so weird. He doesn't know how to talk to people. Yeah. And this is the one that we're like, okay, we have to write this down. This is the perfect example.
So this is just pretty funny on its own. Just imagine I'm just showing you some fool's activity. Light fool's activity. Anthony Fantano. What's our first time? Or just play from the beginning, right? This interview, Joey Badass? Or no?
You can go to 3245.
Okay, 3245. So he's talking to Joey Badass, a badass black guy who I'd never want to talk to. And this is one of the reasons why it's like, unless you really love talking to people, you shouldn't be interviewing nobody. That's why I don't do it. 3225, you said? Jules?
Yes, 3245.
Okay, hold on. I can't see here. These threes are looking like twos to me. I'm going nuts. I'm not kidding. All the threes and the twos look the same here on this little thing. Let me blow it up here. 32, that's a lot better. Okay. 32, what?
45.
There you go. Okay. And he's talking to Joey Badass. He has no business talking to Joey Badass, and I can prove it. Here's Joey Badass. And I don't know, did this guy have some like Me Too allegations or some?
I think he's talking about Chris Brown.
Oh, he's talking about Chris Brown.
With Chris Brown.
Here's Joey Badass, and of course here is Anthony Fantano. Head so small, looks like a bean. Sam Hyde. His head's huge, by the way. Looks like a giant bean. The big bead. Yes, a bead or a bean. It's the same fucking thing.
Shoot out his balls. I don't want him to pee.
Is that how it goes? Head so small, look like a bead. Shoot up his balls. What?
His balls.
Shoot up his balls. Can we play that song really quick? I think that's important. Here it is. Sam Hyde made a diss track on Anthony Fantano that I thought was pretty good, only because there's this one line. I can't even recall what else is said. But there's one line where he goes, head so small, looks like a bead. To me, you got me. The rest of this track is, I can't even figure it out. But this is Sam Hyde. Everybody loves Sam Hyde. And Sam Hyde made this track about Anthony Fantano. Let's listen.
Only Wallace biatch.
He hates him.
Sipping Fiji water, no Aquafina. I'ma be that Fantano, don't care about subpoena.
Your favorite songs by Dua Lipa. Old boy with a fupa. I see ya.
I'ma meet the Fantano for grabbing me. Tweeting at me, but the nigga ain't at me.
Put him in the headlock.
He started stabbing me. It kinda tickled, I thought he was mad at me. He falling off. Gravity. Feeling Fantano will look like a
He
cavity.
tweeting all day with Matt Van. I get the pistol and handle it. I just made it how it had to be.
If I was Fantano, I'd be suicidal. I'd be like Kirk, my list on the rifle.
If I was Fantano, I'd
Like
get me
that
a
part.
rifle. I kill Fantano, right hand on the
I like that.
Fuck Fantano, cause that nigga sucks. Zulu
Yeah.
lives matter, I'm counting the bucks.
Pretty good,
I'm
actually.
fucking him up. He got a small head, it look like a nut.
You dressed like a little boy, playing peekaboo. Whoever told you it was funny, he was geeking fool. If I had a plane, I would crash it straight into you. If I had one wish, it would be to turn into you.
How you a critic and ain't sell no records? There's a bag of record, you set the world record.
I'ma do him my world star, make sure that you record. Do him al dente, he need dental record. I'ma hold him down while you shoot at his teeth.
Yeah.
Hold him up, I'ma shoot at his knees. Shoot at his balls, I don't want him to pee. I think he's a mummy, why won't he bleed?
Catch that nigga, ride him like a steed. I'm popping the perk and I'm smoking
Wait,
my
I
weed.
think he's a mummy. Why won't he bleed? That's this actually rules. Now that
This
I'm
song
going
is
back.
the best.
You hold him down while I shoot at his teeth. That's something I'm.
I'm interested in hearing.
Yes, this is actually way better than I thought. I must have been in a mood when I watched this. Shout out to Sam Hyde, who never did nothing wrong. Let's watch.
He need dental record. I'ma hold him down while you shoot at his teeth. Quick, hold him up, I'ma shoot at his knees. Shoot at his balls, I don't want him to pee. I think he's a mummy, why won't he bleed?
Catch that nigga, ride him like a steed. I'm popping the perk and I'm smoking
coming
my
up.
weed. Kidnapping his wife, he
We're on
signed
the
deed.
Eid
His
rhyme.
head's real small, look like a bead. Big ass back.
That was it. That's so small, look like a bead. That stuck with me for life. Head so small. I thought it was head so small, look like a bead, but it wasn't. It was just this. Head so small and it looked like a bead.
On the perk and I'm smoking on weed. Kidnapping his wife, he signed the deed. His head's real small, look like a bead. Big ass back.
Oh, his head's real small. I got this all different in my head. And I thought it was Sam Hyde singing that. All right, let's hear the rest.
Would look like a tree. I'm spanking Fantana like he's over knee.
I went to my doctor to get extra teeth. He said you was there for gender surgery. You got an egg-shaped penis like Epstein. You gotta tell your wife stop texting. Why you on Instagram flexing? You get all your swag from Etsy. Day that you die, I said Betsy. I'm in Mason Margello and Balenciaga. You in the gamer chair eating Cheeto chips.
I'm rocking designer, you never seen this shit. Rocking Balenciaga, you rockin' some feel shit. I'm on a Maybach, I bought the whole dealership. I drive by your house, nigga, you never seen the way head is real small. Just like your penises. They made this orange to air out of grievances.
That didn't work, so we about to stop beating shit. I'm saying shit once,
Nigga.
I ain't repeating shit. Your balls so small, they like some little penis. I'm saying shit once,
Nigga.
I ain't repeating shit.
That's actually really good. If you know anything about rap, you know what? It's so funny about rap. Any song that you heard 6 months ago is going to be 50 times better than when you first heard it because of how bad rap gets, as it progresses. So it's amazing. It's like, go back 6 years to a rap song you thought you hated. If that came out now, it would be the best rap song because rap keeps getting worse and worse. So older rap actually keeps getting better and better. It's a really weird thing. Seriously.
The value appreciated.
Black people can't figure that out either. They just ride the wave. But that song is 50 times better than when I first heard it because I've compared it to all of the horrible rap that's come out since. And I'd kill for that song. That song's better than most songs on the radio. Now, okay, so let's go to Fantano, and I'll show you this. Here he is with Joey Badass, and this is where we first knew we gotta watch this guy a little bit closer. Take a look.
Years ago. Like,
Right.
Are you fucking insane? Like, what the fuck do I get out of holding on to it?
Mm-hmm.
What do I get? If I could have been in control of Steezy's estate, I would have put out King Capital, American Corruption Reloaded. The whole thing would have been on streaming platforms. Like, yo, my man is
This
not
is
even in the
exactly
market.
how I felt when I was talking to Hella Mark Harley. So here's Hella Mark Harley. Whipping and whopping and dooping and dopping.
See, maybe you can relate now,
Yeah.
actually.
And here's me listening to Hella Mark Harley. You know, this is what caught my attention. It's like, if you're going to have a guy on the show, if you're going to be an interview guy, you got to be interested. You know, this is why Joe Rogan's show works. He's actually curious, whereas most people aren't so curious as to what all these boring people have to say. And that's what makes Joe Rogan great, is that he's so stupid that he actually really cares about all these fucking stupid-ass things. Whereas most of us, if any Joe Rogan guests, like take Joe Rogan's like science guests, try watching them on another show. It's unwatchable. Like even like Brett Weinstein or...
Well, that's a bad example.
No, I mean, but you could watch him on Rogan and you're not sitting there going, okay. But watch him like with somebody else or a Lex Fridman show, and it's like you can't even stand 3 minutes of that. So Joe does have this ability to actually talk to people and make it something you could at least listen to, which is actually really hard. And only a true retard could pull it off, and that's why it's working with him. Everybody else is either faking it or just can't do it, like Fantano. And this is one of those interviews. Check this out.
Place. That kills me every day because I know how much fucking money is being missed out on. That should be going to his family's hands. Like, it's his legacy.
Watch Fantano.
People are bootlegging shit, making money off of his back. That should be going to the fan. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, I think about that shit often. It's like, yo, the fact that I can't even look at it. Like, again, back to the streaming world. You know what I'm saying? If this shit shut out, I got no way to listen to my music.
Right.
No fucking way.
This is me and Helen Mark. Look.
So yeah, man. Like,
wait. This is the best part. If you're gonna have someone, he's the interviewer. This guy's like answering a question, and he's just going, Yeah. So what I was saying, it's like you made him do that. Watch this again. This guy ends his sentence, and then he forgets he's the interviewer.
If this shit shut out, I got no way to listen to my man's music.
Right.
No fucking way. So yeah, man, like that's that.
So you know? Yeah, man, I guess I'll take it from here.
Never make a guy say, yeah, man.
I mean, you were supposed to then go, okay, well, and then either ask another question or conversate with him. You're just sitting there, forcing him to do his own speech. Watch this again.
Just shut out. I got no way to listen to my man's music.
Right.
No fucking way. So yeah, man, like that's that. You know, that hopefully that answered every question for everybody.
He doesn't even give him, like, if I was kind of zoning out and someone was like, so anyway, I'd be like, oh yeah,
snap out of it. Yes, and then repay what you've taken.
But he didn't.
But not him. He doesn't even realize. Look at his fucking face right now. Does look like a bead would be acting. So let's see. Here, it's going to go on.
Why won't he bleed?
Yeah, I believe it. You shoot him, he ain't bleeding. And that's only a genius could come up with the right.
I think that there's one
He must
more.
be a mummy because he isn't bleeding. I mean, to even think that he wouldn't bleed is mastermind. All right, watch this.
That's that. You know, that hopefully that answered every question for everybody out there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I don't care though. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers could think whatever because motherfuckers don't know.
You ain't moving.
Motherfuckers never met me, never sat down, had a conversation with me. They don't even know who I am. So it's like, how could you judge a person you don't even know? You know what I'm saying? How could you assume things about a person you don't even know?
What?
Well, I appreciate the extra clarity.
Yeah, no doubt. I feel like it was necessary. But back to your question when it comes, as it involves the pros or 2000.
I mean, this is like a sketch.
Originally,
what is he doing now?
I thought that.
Look at him.
I was like, if I'm going to call it 2000,
this is baby badass.
I gotta have the pros on this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
so this is like how most of his interviews go, and we're screaming at the screen at home. You know, because this isn't right.
Extreme. I think that there's one. Hold on, play it for like 2 more seconds.
Okay, yeah, let's see what happens next. I mean, look at how he's acting. And so, yeah, we wrote this down immediately. The day this came out, we wrote this down. We go, something is up with this guy. He's unusual. And we've noticed that, yeah, he gets like stuck in the mud when he's talking to people. It's like, and that's fine. A lot of people aren't meant to be interviewers. It's hard.
And
you have to really care and listen.
You have to be a special kind of person to interview someone where you negatively reviewed their career also.
So why are you taking these risks? Let's see some more.
Like, I was fighting against, like we was having a team meeting and everybody was kind of like 2000 is it. And I was kind of leaning more to this other title that I won't share. It doesn't matter now. But And I was, in my argument with 2000 was the fact that I had all of, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, because I was getting a call.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Oh, okay, because you were staring like a frozen mummy. Look at that again. And you're allowed, by the way, if you're another human being, you're allowed to notice things. You know, what's with this whole world never noticing anything? You know, I turn on TV every day and there's an incident. And no one notices. No one says boo. You know how much screams my TV is inherited from this mouth? It ain't right.
Now, but, and I was, in my argument with 2000 was the fact that I had all of, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, because I was getting a call in.
No.
It's because he was
my
staring.
only argument against 2000 was, you know, there was
Anyway,
no
so we
pros.
saw this ages ago.
Yeah,
We're
we saw
always
this.
talking about how weird he is in interviews. He also, his interview with Tim Heidecker was
really weird. Here, don't we have another little... It was Rick Beato. This one's good. Let's watch this. It doesn't matter who Rick Beato is. What's the time code on this?
I think right at the beginning.
Okay, so watch this. This Rick Beato is just some boomer guitarist guy, music producer. He's nobody. But again, Fantano asked him to be on the show. Let's see how this... Beato, yeah. Not a beta, by the way. He has a wife. This guy, I think, fights with other guitarists in the comments. Rick Beato. Watch this. He's a producer, famous
Stuff
producer.
that I have written down as well. So I think that's it. Let me get the formal YouTube intro out of the way, and then we will let it rip. Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. And today we are doing an exclusive interview and conversation with the one and only multi-instrumentalist, producer, songwriter, YouTube and social media personality, Mr. Rick Beato. Came through with his busy schedule, made some time for me, and I appreciate you making the time. How you doing, man?
Doing great, Anthony. Appreciate you asking me. I'm glad to be here and a huge fan of yours.
All right. For anybody in chat who is not initiated, which I imagine most people here are, but still, just give people a little bit of background on who you are and where they can find you and what they'll find when they do.
So I've been on YouTube for about 6 years. I'm a former music producer. And before that, I was played in bands. But I was a music producer for about 25 years.
Okay. What the hell is he? Do you see this guy's face? Look at the stuff he's doing. And this will be important in a second.
Before that, I was played in bands. But I was a music producer for about...
Okay. You're on Skype doing an interviewer and the host starts doing this. Sorry, that would throw you off, right? If you were on an interview, you're not really, this is the interview. He's not listening to a thing you're saying. He's making these extreme faces. He looks bored out of his mind. And was he a totally different person to you off air? Maybe he called you 5 minutes before they started rolling. Maybe he was acting even weirder than he is in front of the camera. Let's see a little bit.
25 years or so. I started on YouTube in 2016. I just hit 3 million subscribers.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. And I post on Instagram and on TikTok. I've got, on Instagram, 500 and something thousand. And
lost it.
And then I just started posting on TikTok probably 6 months ago or so. And this is just for fun. I play guitar on those things. That's one of my instruments that I play, but that's the one that I enjoy.
This is proof that interviewing people just sucks. And, you got to be aware of that. And you got to go, okay, no interviews. But no, he must interview. So, okay, we put all this away and we had some notes about him, right? And then yesterday, Fantano posted a video. Maybe we should show Fantano's video that he posted.
Yes.
Yesterday. And this is what made us aware of it. I jumped out of my seat. So we're just casually watching Fantano. And he posts this. I'll show you this one.
It's in order.
The interview. Okay. First, we see Fantano's video. Okay, great. Check this out.
Hi, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. I'm here to make you aware. I'm a menace. Just making things worse.
I'm a menace.
For everybody.
And the video is titled, I'm So Sorry. And we're going, what is this? What happened?
Of course,
with
you got to
Fantano?
click I'm so sorry.
And we're watching. He's doing his Fantano sketch thing where he's this character. Listen to this.
Make you aware. I'm a menace. Just making things worse for everybody. I'm here to apologize and take account of myself and my actions and my behaviors and come forward here and say that I went on the internet and I scared a good friend of mine. I freaked out a good friend of mine, Mr. John Denton, who recently did a video on his channel titled My Most Important Reaction Ever, where he did a bit of a mailbag type episode responding to various comments and questions from his audience. Our interview, which happened not too long ago, came up, and John seemed like a little thrown for a loop thinking about the interview retrospectively. Here's the clip.
I'm very grateful
for. So this is where my attention peaks up. First of all, Fantano's like casually talking about this. He seems like he's pretty confident. He's bringing this to our attention, right? and he's addressing, I guess, something that was said in this video I'm about to play. And this is where I shot up off the couch. Listen to this guy. Fantano is now playing a clip of a guy that said something about Fantano. Watch this.
About the interview retrospectively. Here's the clip.
I'm very grateful for him for giving up like 45 minutes plus of his time to come and speak to me, to do a video for the channel. That video itself, I'm not massively happy with it because I just don't think that I really gave the best account of myself in that video. If I'm being completely honest, there's a bit that happened before the interview started where we were connecting the call and then Anthony behaved very strangely at the beginning.
Okay, this is where I jump out of the couch. I wasn't even really paying attention to Fantano's video that I showed you just now, like most of you weren't paying attention. And then I heard him say, Anthony was acting very strangely. And I go, whoa. And then my, conspiracy mind starts going, what's this all about? So I'll let this man speak.
Started where we were connecting the call and then Anthony behaved very strangely at the beginning of that call, which is just his personality, I think, but it threw me through a loop in a way that I wasn't expecting. Unfortunately, I don't have that bit recorded, so I can't. It involved belching and running around. It was just the very English Britishness of me was thrown through a loop by the beginning of that. I'm sure he'll just find this funny to hear about it. And I never really felt comfortable in the conversation in a way that I normally do. And I've done many, 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 many interviews over the years, in all my years as a games journalist before I ever did YouTube. And that was definitely the strangest beginning to an interview or a meeting or a connection with anybody I've ever met.
Honestly, I'm a little shocked by this. I did not.
So then Fantano responds, pretending he don't know anything about this. So what's this guy talking about? I reached out to John Denton. I'll read you what I asked him. I said, hey, John, doing a story on Anthony Fantano, specifically on the rather odd interviews he's been having recently. We just saw your video explaining that you were a bit thrown off by Anthony before your interview had started, mentioning some weird behavior of his. You've actually been noticing some weird behavior as well. Was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about what exactly took place before your interview. You mentioned belching and running around. Curious if you meant that literally. If you could remember anything that you could share with us, it'd be greatly appreciated. We think we might be on to something here. So it's interesting. Fantano goes on to play this off as if for some big joke. And then I think maybe John Denton is some famous producer or something like that. But as I said, not big a following, only 15K on Instagram. We go to his YouTube to learn he's a beginner. Most of his comments are encouraging him to keep it up and maybe he'll get there. Is there anything worse? If I saw a comment like that, man, hey, man, just keep swinging at it, man. You'll get there, man. You're doing great. I'd be like, whoa, thought I was great. So this John Denton is getting comments like that. So I'm going, this guy's so small time. His little clip that he made on YouTube was only seen by a few thousand people. Why is Fantano bringing it up on his own and acting like this about it?
Know this. I mean, maybe you could attribute this to me being kind of ADHD. Maybe it's the fact that we were not in the same room. It was over a Zoom call. But apparently I was just a wild child in the start of this interview. And I knocked John off his game. Honestly, I don't even remember this first minute or so in connecting the call that John is
wondering now if this version of Fantano is his lie cover up tell. Is this the Fantano we see when he's covering up something?
I cannot stop.
Why would John Denton say that he did some weird behavior? It was so creepy, it threw me off. I couldn't get back.
Why were you running around the room? I can't stop thinking.
Running around the room, belching? What kind of weird ass stuff is going on with you?
I need way more details.
You know what I'm beginning to think, Jules?
Someone says John Denton is great. He'll come on the show for sure.
Well, yeah, tell John Denton to wake up and answer my DM already. It's been 15 hours. John Denton, his career hangs on this thread. I'm starting to believe Fantano might be what's called a weirdo. Yeah. What other weird things is this dude up to? I'll tell you this. If you're broadcasting from a room in your home like this, you're deranged. All these talking heads. He has every opportunity now to redo this setup and be normal, but he chooses not to. Is this guy a fucking freak? possibly, he could be real freaky. He's got that black wife. Or does he? Watch how he handles this. And you've recognized this version of Fantano before, right? Let's keep an eye on when he acts like this. Fantano?
Was talking about. I mean, it sort of sounds like the belching, the running around. It's like something out of a Rick and Morty episode. John, what?
And then he starts doing a bit. Well, did you do it? He doesn't say if he did it. I mean, if somebody accused me of running around the room and belching, I'd go, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I wouldn't go, oh, running around the room belching. Yeah, like Rick and Morty. Maybe. He doesn't answer us, though. And he starts doing all this comedy.
Belching, the running around. It's like something out of a Rick and Morty episode. John, what do you think of the new Kendrick Lamar, John? John, is it?
And he's good at burping. I can't make a burp like that. You say, Mike, I'll give you $10 million to a burp. I would go, that's as good as I can burp on demand. Watch. Try. Here, ask me to burp.
He might give us a burp.
It's impossible. You could only do that if you're an animal. Burp on demand? That's like a psychotic person could do that.
Is Mr. Morale at
Only
10
a
or is it
burper
not,
can do
John?
that.
John, 2 weeks ago you came out with...
like that as the joke, then you were burping. So you're burping all over this guy. You tell this guy. So what I'm thinking is during his interviews, the reason why they all seem so off and weird is because he has no business interviewing people, but he wants to because he's a content man and everybody's got to do the same exact job, right? Nobody could just stay in their line, stay in their lane. So everybody's got to do everything, right? You know, he's got to do cooking tutorials and interviews and this and that, as we see everyone do. So he books these interviews all hyped up. And then when the time the interview comes, he realizes, oh, I don't really care what these people have to say. And then he acts all fucking weird. And I bet you when he gets him on Skype before the show starts, like if I had to get on Skype with Hellamar Carly before the show and chat with him for 10 minutes, yeah, it would be a web of lies. I mean, I would be going, ha, ha, ha. I mean, I'd be treating him like I treat a waiter. I don't think Fantano's equipped for this position. So when he gets these guys on the line, he's like, okay, we're going to go on. He's probably acting all sorts of spazoid, you know, and really freaking these people out. And not sure, maybe he's doing this goofy little routine and taking it so lightly because he doesn't even realize because he's so autistic like Rick Glassman. Either way, it's bad. All right. Watch this.
With your Marshall Mathers, are you telling me just 2 weeks ago you heard Marshall Mathers LP2 for the first time, John? I completely attribute my obliviousness in that situation to me, but at least how, you know, I was there doing my thing, talking with John. I thought John asked some decent questions. The conversation, at least to me, felt engaging. I felt engaged. I didn't know I had John off his game. If I knew that.
He's playing stupid. Let's check out the interview. Let's see if he was doing anything weird. Let's see if we could spot anything weird. Here's the interview between him and John that we're talking about.
All right.
And let's see how Fantano acts at the beginning. And remember, this really leads to nothing here. But
it could lead. It could lead.
It could years from now. Years from now. You don't get on this screen unless you're up to something. All right, here's John. Here's Fantano. Let's see what happens. Keep our eye on Fantano.
It's finally happening. Look who I've got here. Wearing a baseball cap just like me, and I've come with a flannel in honor of the internet's busiest music nerd.
So right away, he's doing something weird. He's staring straight at that lens enough where it could crack, and he's doing a weird back and forth little dance.
Yes, Danielle just messaged me and said, he's high. Look at his dead high.
A lot of people,
eyes.
you know,
it's because he's on
saying he's high at this point is like saying someone's gay. I need more. I would love. I accuse everyone of being high. By the way, if you're on TV, you're high. So yes, it goes without saying he is high. But if everyone's high, then we have to judge them on their next worst act. So let's see what he does here. But yes, he probably is high. That's what every weird thing you see online is because a guy is high and he's lying. He's hiding a high. Okay. You know, somebody said, I've been watching the Bring Back group and I love what they're doing in the Bring Back group at redbarradio.net/BBG. It's our Facebook group. And that's where the community is. And I like it because every day there's at least 2 posts where somebody is accusing somebody of lying based on just an innocent story they told. And I always really love these posts because, you know, it'll be like some girl just telling a story about how, you know, this recent one was, this girl was on Joe Rogan, Punky Johnson. She was telling the story of how she fell in a hole. I didn't even watch the video. But this guy goes, yeah, right. And he's like accusing her of lying and stuff with no proof. And I go, yeah. That's what I'm into. And then I responded to that post with, yes, any story is a lie. If it's a story, it's a lie. So if you're hearing someone tell a story, it's a lie. And what are they hiding? I love that.
Unless it's you, of course.
Well, of course. You know, that goes without saying. So, okay, let's see how he acts at the beginning of the interview. He's bouncing around now.
Himself, Anthony Fantano, is joining me today on the channel. Anthony, thank you so much for being here. How are you, sir?
I'm good. God save the king.
God save the king. Yeah, kind of, I guess. Yeah. It's been a funny time over here. Talking of funny times, you've had a bit of a funny time recently. We'll talk about that in a minute, if that's all right.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it immediately.
He's being sharp with his face.
In your recent video that you put out on the Drake situation, like I said, I'll talk to you about that in a minute. You spoke about choose your own adventure moments, which I really like the way you kind of put it. Essentially like pivotal decisions that would lead to potential outcomes in that situation. But what I wanted to know is, like, can you pinpoint any of these like choose your own adventure moments from your past, or serendipitous moments, I guess, that led you to the career path that you're on now, or any that
look at
have come
him,
up
look at
along
his face.
the way as you've been
What's he doing
in this world for a long time?
Yeah, obviously. Deciding to
Okay, Joey Psycho. And keep an eye on him. I know I don't have much yet. But trust me, something's going to happen. It's going to all lead you right back to these videos, okay? Keep an eye on him, and if he does anything weird, let us know at weird@redbarradio.net. That'll, in fact, still get to us.
Yeah.
It's just ugly. Who's there?
A murderer.
Murderer who?
Let's kill Logic's kid. Logic baby ugly.